Hi, I'm Birdime. By the way, I will limit spoilers in this video and only say things that just don't matter. Now with the upcoming release of Life is Strange True Colors, I went back and played the first game, and here is my review of Life is Strange. Life is Strange is a choice-making game following Max and her friendship with Chloe and the rest of the people in Arcadia Bay at Blackwell Academy. But unlike most choice-making games, there is very limited consequences for the things you choose. The biggest problem in the game comes to the end, where you basically get to pick which ending you want. It doesn't matter where you go, what in the game, doesn't matter the choices you make. You really just get to pick at the end, which is a bit frustrating that all that build was just for you to pick between only two endings, which I would have thought would have been at least fine if you could, only get to those two choices if you lead to a certain path. If not, you get to pick from these two choices. So that was a bit of an issue to me, that everything built for literally just for you to choose. And the game hypes up a lot of consequences, like Max overusing the powers, people dying, the storm coming, and a lot of it just didn't end up mattering. The storm is only referenced throughout, maybe at the beginning and end of each episode, and then comes at the literal last episode in the last few minutes. So it didn't really feel like this mattered. Like, it was mentioned and it felt like it should have been mentioned more and more important, but it just wasn't. It felt like the character always had more important things to care about, or at least gave you, as the person playing it, more things to care about that you just kind of didn't care. And there was definitely some awkward dialogue throughout, but I will compliment the game on being able to give twists and turns throughout the entire playthrough. Even through awkward dialogue, they still managed to make you care about certain characters. And overall, despite it not being a game oriented towards my demographic, I ended up really enjoying the game, despite its flaws. But the flaws still just hold me back from fully enjoying the game. Especially at the points where it felt like it was elongating each episode for no reason, when they really didn't need to do that. Like, there was a point where she was choosing different things to prove that she has her time-traveling powers, and then it just didn't really matter. Like, why do you need to prove several times to Chloe you can change time? And also, there's a few minor things about me, like Max just knew she had powers pretty much, and things like that. But it feels like I wouldn't usually complain about one or two things, oh, episode 1 had this, and then 2 or 3 episodes later had this, small things. But it felt like every episode at least had something small that was annoying about it, and then every half hour it gave you something to be annoyed about once again. Though overall, I will compliment the series on being a turning point for choice-making games, and you can see where a lot of games kind of took from the Life is Strange formula to make a game that is not just oriented towards an average gamer. It's not just like the Ghost of Tsushima game, where you can tell that's a very gamer video game, or something like Minecraft, where you can see targets a younger demographic. It feels like Life is Strange actually targets, it's just something different, and actually tries to be something that most games are not, but at the same time, it tries to be more relatable than it needed to be, because when you're going for average characters that aren't like a samurai or a ghost hunter or something like that, you really don't need to try hard to make them relatable. It's already a human character most people can relate to. I am going to give this game I think I'm giving it about a 65. There was enjoyable points that made it overall okay, but it ended up just being a kind of okay game if you really cared about the flaws. But I think it's a 65 that most people could turn into a 70 depending on if you really care about minor details or not, or if you can just get sucked into the game and not think about it. So I think to some people it could end up being like a decent game, but I think most people would think it's either meh to, it's okay. But that's all for me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be looking forward to review more things soon. Till next time.